This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Holme Wold Farm. This map can be found over at fs-ukmodding.co.uk. There will be a link in the description below. This is a 4X map, so this map is for PC only. Two reasons. One, it's released over on a site other than Giants Mod Hub, and two, it is a 4X map. And what else is unique about this map is it is a UK map. I don't know when the last time we saw a 4X UK map, well, at least one that was any good. And I have to say, this one is outstanding. This one really snuck up on me. I had no idea this map was coming out. Got released earlier today, and wow, it's pretty nice. So, let's hear a little bit about the map. It says, after 3 years of development, Holme Wold Farm has been released. It features a 4X map exactly replicating the picturesque area of Yorkshire Wolds, England. Using satellite imagery and real terrain elevation data, this map was built by one of the founders and partner, Trickster, and can be used with Farm Sim 19. The map has 133 fields, spanning almost 2,500 acres or 1,000 hectares. Wide range of field sizes from 1 or 2 acres up to 70 acres in size. True to life replication of field layout, buildings, and farmyard arrangements. Non-native crops have been removed. This map does not support cotton or sugarcane. 6 large farmyards, built-in workshop triggers, diesel tanks, and etc. Custom-built livestock pens for sheep, pigs, and cattle. 4 sell points, custom ground crop textures, custom lighting, animated gates, multi-terrain angle, and fully seasons compatible. Wow. Go ahead and jump on in. So we'll say earlier I took a look at the map using straw harvest and seasons, and the map worked just fine with those mods. If you like to use those mods, you shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. Map does have a full seasons mask, so you can have your hay and straw rotting on the ground, as well as if you do have snow, no snow under roof. Loading things up here. Fair bit of starting equipment spawning in. And here we are. Is the rear start point for the map. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map itself. Zoom on out. And this is a 4X map, so these fields are much, much larger than they would appear just based on the size of PDA here. We have all the standard crops in Farm Sim except sugarcane and cotton. Take a look at the lands area. Now we are in new farmer mode. If you start this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, all the buildings are where they belong. You just don't own any fields, and you don't own any equipment. See, we own at the start fields 30, 31, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 4, and 55. Basically nearly this whole street, and then 2 large plots there in back. Scrolling in, you can see that we've got a fair bit of starting equipment here. You have a integrated sleep trigger. One thing that I really wish different on the map, I really wish that the sleep trigger was placeable as opposed to being pre-placed for you, because there are 6 large farmyards on the map. It's just one. This is a great map for multiplayer, or for single player, you might want to start somewhere other than here. And if that's the case, well, you really can't. As the sleep trigger is there, you're going to have to constantly jump back to here, or you pull up the map in Giants Editor and you get rid of the sleep trigger so you can put your own down. So let's take a look at some other lands. We have one farm up here for $140,000, includes fields 9, 10, and 11. Another farm over here that includes fields 34, 35, and 36, $379,000. Farm over here, little pig area, $6,900. No fields included. It is a pig farm, so you are going to need to pick up some fields with that. Got a farm down here, $66,000. Again, no real fields included with that. Bit of grass, wooded area is included with that. We have a cow farm over here, 115 acres of cow farm, $350,000. Have a massive deep area over here, $194,000. And that should be just about it. Now, while we're looking here, let's turn some of these crops off. Now we're kind of exposing the map without any crops on it. You see here we have a legend. We have a gate, is this solid red U. Hedge gaps have a dashed line. We're all in here. See where all the gates are on the map, where all the breaks and the hedges are between the fields. These hedges do have collisions. You like that we've got these kind of marked out here. Kind of have an idea. How many times have you been kind of coming up to a field going, where's the gate? Where's the gate? Where's the gate? I can't find it. But now you can find it here. Now, of course, with all of these crops activated, kind of obscures those a bit, where they're a lot more difficult to see. Dashed lines kind of represent side roads. See some dashed lines around here. Those are kind of back roads, side roads. Then the solid lines are the main roads on the map. Take a look at the price points or sell points. We have 4 main sell points for most of our crops. Type in glass only takes some of our grain crops. Have spinnery for our wool. Cotton is taken out of the map, so you can't grow cotton, even though it's showing up here. Sugarcane also, you can't grow sugarcane, even though it's showing up here on the prices screen. There are no chicken farms on the map, and there's no place to sell chicken eggs if you put them down. So if you do want to do chickens, you're going to have to put your chickens down yourself, and you're going to have to put down a chicken egg sell point. Also, is a sell point for milk. Have no sell point for wood chips. And now that I think about it, I didn't see a log sell point either when I was looking at the map earlier. So if you want to do logging, well, you're putting one of them down yourself too. So we've got 3 sell points that will take silage, hay, straw, and grass. Also have a viable biogas plant. Let me show you where that is. Biogas plant is over here. It is already owned at the start, $9,200. And then we also have buy points for our hay and straw pellets. Take a look at our starting equipment. It is a big list of starting equipment. Everything is owned. Most of it is in fairly well serviced. There's a couple things that are a little disserviced, but not too terrible bad. No animals at the start, and the description said all the fields have contracts. All 113. So yes. Holy cow. $83,000. To bale 62 acres of hay. Wow. That's quite a contract. Where was that? 106. 106. Right there. 106. Go ahead. Get out there, bale that, make that hay, and take it to the barn 80-some thousand dollars later. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the garage. This is a John Deere farm. Got 3 John Deere 6Rs. So 2 6Rs, 1 6M, 1 8R, and a pocket and a pear tree. So we've got a John Deere 6230R, a 6250R, 6135M, a 8245R, E560 pickup truck, a TDK 302 trailer, got the 625X grain header, got the big Lemken plow, 300 horsepower. Do we have anything that'll take it? 290, 300, what? Yeah, that makes total sense. So the 6R is 300 horsepower, but the big 8R, it's only 290 horsepower. Now, this field has lots of hills. I got to really wonder if any of those tractors is going to pull this large plow up any of these hills that you're about to see. A Trough 6002 cultivator, HR 4004 power harrow, combi plow, subsoiler, got the Horsch Pronto heater, Kuhn sprayer, Kuhn Axis fertilize spreader, front loader arms, and we have a bucket, pallet fork, bale spike, header trailer, and then we've got some weights. Notice we don't have any placeables that we can buy or sell. Well, that is because they're all permanently embedded in the map. And as such, there isn't any that we can buy here on the placeable areas other than mods that we may have activated. Already mentioned, Sleep Trigger is permanently embedded here in the map. Go ahead and check out the starting farm. A little bit of a look around, and then we'll do our fly around. This is a 4X map that is going to take quite a while to cover. Pickup truck, and the Sleep Trigger is inside the house. Need to go inside. Head upstairs. And into the bedroom. And then we can sleep. Back. Said all the farms had workshop triggers, but I couldn't find workshop icon on this farm. Maybe I'll find it time around. Farm seems to have a secondary house down here, maybe a family member, maybe a farmhand. Farm machinery. I don't have any sounds on the doors. I wish we had a little bit of sound on the door. You get a couple pallets of liquid fertilizer. Back up in here. That's an interesting spot to put a weight. Feed. Like how we have kind of a used pallet of seed here, and then we've got 4 more full pallets, a couple pallets of herbicide. And we're going to get our first view of kind of the lay of the land here when we come around this corner. Take a look at that. That's just a small section of what we've got going on here. Holes in the fields do have collisions, just like the hedges do. Here's the workshop trigger. Earlier. Grain dump point. fuel, top trigger. And like I said, this is a hilly map. Get your workout on this map. That's why I said I don't know if the tractors that we start out with are necessarily going to be able to pull this big plow up those hills with any effectiveness. We also start with some bales. Not necessarily an animal farm, but I'm pretty sure got some hay bales over here. Hay or straw. There's our pipe out. I missed that earlier. That, guys, is the main farm. Go ahead and get set up for that fly around, and we'll do a bit of a fly around the map, looking at the lay of the land, and seeing how the roads kind of progress and everything. Then we'll go back to the shop and drive around, check out all the other farms and everything else. A little bit of altitude, and you can see we've already got kind of what is it? We've got we've got crop destruction where we've come in here and sprayed. These are all our fields. Interesting little detail, but take a look at how this land ebbs and flows. It comes down here to this low point. How those fields are off in the distance. We'll kind of fly down this general direction, head up to the north, and loop around the map. Or no, let's just go this way and then loop around the south, and then we'll loop up around on the east side of the map where the shop is. Here we've got a sell point at the animal dealer and the biogas plant. Most of these roads are on the exterior of the map, the outside edge, the exception of kind of 3 crossroads crossing the north, kind of the middle, and kind of along the south. Across the map at this point. Nice border. Map has a sense of extending on well beyond the playable area. Kind of interesting where a lot of the map is laid out in this rectangular grid of fields, and then we get down here to the southeast and it becomes a lot more kind of disjointed, a lot less organized, if you will, and we kind of break down, and we don't have fields per se, we have a lot of forest and a lot of grass. Where we're going to have a big sheep area here directly in front of us. A cow farm. And really, I guess the map, we've got 3 towns along the east side of the map. I'm guessing that that's what these names are. Got Luth, Dalton, Holme on the Wolds, and then Lund on the northeast. This is an interesting farm layout. It starts here at the left and kind of continues on around the corner on the right. Kind of see how this area is a lot different than the rest of the map, which is very much laid out in rectangular fields. Here we have the small pig farm operation. Got a couple sell points here in this area. We've got a bale sell point. Then we've got a grain sell point and a wool sell point right there. Lower our altitude a bit so we can kind of see how, again, the land ebbs and flows. We're heading up here to Lund, where the shop is. There's another grain sell point. We're gonna kind of swing by the shop, come back around real quick. Grain sell point there. Have a fuel station. Fuel station here on the hill. And the shop is kind of down here in town. And I really like how this shop is. The shop's got some interesting treatment. And we're coming down the hill here. The shop has obviously been built up, so it's flat. Got a bit of a hill here. Painting wall. Fence, we've got an old lizard harvester there. Gate is a bit comical with this traffic because AI cars are driving by. Gate is lifting up and down, and man, this is one busy street. All we've seen are lines of cars. Here we are at the shop, Robert D. Webster, Machinery, Parts, and Service. We've got a shop trigger there. We've got a repair, customize, and sell point right here. Go ahead and get our Mahindra. Spawns in. Huge area for equipment to spawn in as we're kind of buying our equipment up. I do really like how this shop is up here kind of on the hill, on the hillside. Painting wall, but man, this is one busy town. Let's head on in here to Halder grain dump station. Cow. Seriously, I think the traffic needs to be dialed back a bit. Knowing how suicidal this traffic is. Shell station, so here we have the fuel point. Slow down, let these guys merge in. Faster. Alright, so let's go ahead and head out this way. We have a farm here on our left as we leave town. Nice little touch here. Hedges do have collisions. Like spots here where the hedges are kind of bowed down. Don't have collisions on them. This is one of the farms you can buy. Just kind of a arable farm. Grass down there so you can kind of expand your operations. The whole farm's built a bit on a hill. And while this is kind of an arable farm, I've not found a farm silo, so to speak. So you can either kind of tip in the sheds here or the silo down there at that grassy area. Description said these buildings are kind of placed based on real life farm layouts. Anticipate the farm that is here in real life has these buildings that look kind of like this orientation. On another farm up here to the north. Back that general direction, we can see those fields that we owned at the start. It's kind of blurred out, but that's the starting farm over there. Map author does say that if your machine is a little on the underpowered side, you may have problems running this because it is basically 4 standard maps put together. That's what 4x stands for. 4 times a standard map. While a standard map is 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers, it is not a 2x map. 2x map would imply that it is 2 times the size of something. Well, it can't be 2 times the size of something if you yourself or the R the basis of the measurement. So if the standard is a 2x2 map, then the standard can't be 2 factored of anything. So it has to be, in anything, 1x, because it is the standard. A 4x map is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers squared. It will fit 2 maps east-west and 2 maps north-south. So it is, in essence, 4 map rectangle or square. It is then 4x of a standard map. Lecture over. This is another arable farm. Now this farm does have a silo. Kids do have lights that work. Silo system is right here to our left. Drain, dump, and fill. This nice road. Access to these fields over here. Big old shed. Other big sheds, but again, I wish the doors had some sound to them. I've seen some maps where the door sounds are really, really loud, clangy. In those cases, I think the doors are a little bit too loud. At least they have some volume to them. Decorated map. I don't think the trash is overly excessive on these farms, and the trash isn't really in your way. So we've got an operable scale here at this farm. Kind of a fancy farm with this gated entrance. A look across there. That's just half of the map that we can see. Alright, so let's continue a little discussion on map size. As I said, a 4x map is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers squared, 2 maps wide and 2 maps high. Why it's called 4x. Now, the next size map is a 16x map. It is 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers. Some people incorrectly refer to this as a 8x map, but it is not. Map that is 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers will hold 4 4x maps. 2 north-south, 2 east-west. Well, if you hold 4 4x maps and 1 4x map is 4 standard maps, that means your 8 kilometer by 8 kilometer map is 16 standard maps in size. 16x. 16 times the factor of 1 standard map. Head on down here to the animal dealer and biogas plant. So right here to the left, this is the fringe of the land that we own at the start on new farmer mode. Map author went in here and drove around and basically did the drawing a complete blank on the proper terminology for those. industrial estate. Not quite the right entrance. Here we have the animal dealer. I've looked. I don't believe the map has any sort of bulk fill points. Here we have two silage pits down here at the biogas plant. We have trigger 1 and trigger 2. We have our digester and our digestate. And when I look at this map earlier, I just kind of flew around these areas. Got one more entrance here. And this is another grain sell point right here. We got the scale, dump station. We have a sell point for milk down here. These sheds do work. Good. Thought they worked. Mistaken. Mistaken there. At any rate. Here we've got one of the dashed lines representing an access over to field 69 or 70. And more dashed lines back there in the forest. We're not going to bother with driving around the forest at this point, but it's a pretty interesting drive. Again, map doesn't appear to have any sawmill or any way of selling logs. Of course, put one down yourself. Again, trying to remember, I don't think there are too many pine trees on the map, so really there aren't that many, if any, easily cut trees. So you're probably not going to be doing forestry anyway, unless you make your own trees, planting them. On down south here. Head across the bottom of the map. Map is not for the faint of heart with respect to the collisions on the hedges. Can't get through the gate with your equipment? Well, then it's probably too big of equipment for the map. Road. Doing a road there, but I don't see a road. So, right? This area isn't really marked out on the PDA as a farm. No reason why you couldn't make it into one. It is technically part of the cow land. Kind of like maybe a farmhand's house up here. This is not a silage bunker. It's just kind of a tip to ground bunker. Sheds here. Technically, this is part of the cow lands area. Before we get to the cows, we're going to get to the sheep. This is a massive, massive sheep area. It's sheep area here. Oops, sheep area here. Food trough. You have the water trough. And we activate again animal pen extension so we can see the pipes and see if there is custom support in the map for these pipes, and also help us identify sometimes where the water troughs are located. To buy your sheep and deliver your sheep, you come right here. $250 sheep for this area. And then I believe this is where your wool is going to spawn in at. Take a look at the sheeps. Standard requirements, but man, look at that. There's our sheep way out here. This all this 250 sheep. I mean, with this amount of grass, you're never going to have to feed your sheep with seasons other than overwinter and early spring, because they'll be able to eat off of this entire year. Hands down. Let's circle back here to the cow farm. Cow pasture isn't anything to shake a stick at either. Right here to our left, fenced in. Back this up. Nice, so when this gate is open, that's closed. Here we have our buy point for our cattle. 200 cattle for this area. Cow yard. Here we have the food trough. Raw trigger is in there. Here you have your milk, trigger, newer, slurry, fuel, silage bunker 1, silage bunker 2, plenty of farm buildings for bales, prop, equipment. Water trough is over here. So all of that is cow pasture. 200 cows. Cow right there. So again, I don't think you're going to have to, if you didn't want to, I don't think you're going to need to feed your cattle anything post late spring till winter, because they could just eat grass. With seasons, you wouldn't get optimal performance out of them, but so much grass there, no way they're going to eat through all that, I don't think. Our south of Dalton. Loop around here. Have an interesting way into a sell point. Here we have that pipe and glass in sell point. There's your dump station. Further down the street, we've got this interesting farmyard. Here's one of the farmyards. Farm buildings on this side of the street. Then the farm continues on the other side of the street. More of the farm. We're here, including a silo, dump, and fill station and weigh station. All of these work. Okay, that one has some sound to it, and there's our workshop trigger. And this farm actually has working silage bunkers also. Trigger 1 and trigger 2. Then we have a gate on this side of the farm, back out to the road. I guess this is South Dalton. I just read that wrong. PDA earlier, due to the first letter being obscured by the field number. go ahead and run on up here to Holme on the Woods. Oh no, the Words. Holme on the Words, I guess. What that is. Got a couple more sell points, and then we've got the pig farm, and then that'll be it. Here we've got some more of the fields. These are some smaller fields down here. Once we kind of crest this ridge, the whole map just opens up into that large grid array of rectangular fields. Foot and mouth precautions. Your animals carry disease. Keep out. Pigs are precious. Precious. Darn. We've got our slurry pit here. Buy our porky pigs. 300 pigs at this farm. As you can see, the water trough is around the corner here. The trough is over here. The fact that we've got kind of two manure piles tells me that we probably are going to need to clean our pig area out ourselves. We just have two areas to pile the manure up into. And the straw trigger is inside here. I'm thinking you have to come in here and kind of clean this out yourself. Best I can tell, this area here serves no real purpose. And Holme Wold Farm Holiday Cottage. Lund 1 mile that way, or 1 kilometer South Dalton. That direction. We have a bale sell point right here. Kind of be a small little farmyard all in its own. Loop around. This is the bale sell point. And nope, no collision on that. That's good. That's not used. Now, this road, if we continue on to the left, we'll get back to the start farm. That's that town off there in the distance. Fields. This map is kind of a sleeper map. Came up on me, I had no idea about it until it was released. and took a look at it, and I was like, wow, this is impressive. Hope you all think so. Let me know in the comments, what do you all think of the map? A few more sell points. Down one more entrance. Do have traffic on other roads. It's not nearly as busy as the first town. That was excessive. Here we have the bakery. Sell point here for the bakery, dump station. And then we have the wool sell point for the sheep. So guys, that is going to do us for the map. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of Holme Wold Farm? And until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.